Hey, this is Matt Ertz, the Madison County historian. We are still working to document how the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic has impacted us. We are really lucky today to have Victor Ramirez of the Madison Bistro. Thanks for being here, Victor.
Thanks for having me.
So, Victor, for those that aren't familiar, just kind of explain, what is Madison Bistro?
Madison Bistro is a small, humble farm-to-table restaurant located in Wampsville, right across the street from the county courthouse and county facilities. We source from about a dozen different farmers in the local area in Madison County.
Okay. And do you guys have a specialty?
Our specialty is beef. Definitely beef.
And I'll give you this opportunity. You have won a few awards for your burgers. You want to just reference that?
We have. In 2018, we came in fourth with the Elvis burger and third in 2019 with the Texan burger. And this is a platform that the New York Beef Council has created statewide. We were also fortunate enough to throw our name in the hat for the best steak in the state of New York, and that was phenomenal because it really was a David and Goliath story for Madison Bistro, because we were up against some of the bigger, bad places. I mean, we're talking huge steakhouses, and we won.
Awesome.
So yeah.
So now that we got all the fun out of the way, talk a little bit about when COVID appeared on your radar.
Oh man, that was March 13th, Friday the 13th, full moon. And we get a call from someone across the street letting us know that that our dining room, we were only allowed to use 50% of it. It's like, well, that was news to us. So then immediately I had to start watching the governor's whatever he calls it, every day he was doing something at a news conference of some sort, briefing at noon. So that was kind of difficult because that was right at my peak time, where I'm the busiest. Yeah. But I had to pay attention to what was going on and how I was going to adapt. And that's what we did. We did not shut down. We dug deep. We got into the trenches, and we created, with the help of my friend Marcus Larrabee, we created online ordering. We offered free delivery, and there for a while we were the only game in town. So we were pretty busy. We were really busy.
How many dinners do you serve on a normal pre-COVID Friday night?
On Friday night, let's say an average of about 50 covers we do.
And when the takeout stuff started and you're the only game in town, how many are you doing?
We were doing close to 150 to 200 covers.
So 3 to 4 times your normal business.
Yeah.
And talk about the process of, I'm assuming like everyone else, your supplies changed a little bit in that process because everyone was kind of in limbo and supplies dried up. I mean, toilet paper was the big one for non-restaurants, but I'm sure you guys ran out of stuff too.
Sure, the prices were going sky high in beef and all proteins. Our problem was not that we couldn't get it, because we have a set schedule with farmers and the processing plant, Kelly Meats in Taberg. So we already have that schedule set up. But the problem was, if I wanted to get more of it, I was basically denied, because there's only so much room in the meat processing plant to hang beef. There's only so much room in the freezer. So where before, if my order was ready on, say, a Friday night, but I wasn't going to be able to have time to come pick it up till either Monday or so, they were cool with it. They were like, hey, that's no problem. No problem at all. When this hit, they needed every inch of space they had available. So when your order was ready, you needed to come get it now, because they were cranking out orders. And yeah, I really thought that I would get ahead of the game by not having to worry about running out of product, because our sales had gone up. We ended up grinding almost most of the prime cuts, instead of getting like whole loins of beef tenderloin, a New York strip, ribeye. we were grinding it all. We had to, because that's what people were ordering. They were ordering burgers. Very few steaks at the time. That's kind of changed now. But I did try to contact one of the farmers and say, can I get another animal, from you? And they were like, yeah, sure. Call Kelly Meat. So I called Kelly, and they're like, can't do it. What do you mean can't do it? Can't do it. There's no room. Like, no room at the end. Okay. All right. So we just kind of dug deep, and we managed. So
Did you have to find other suppliers, or did you kind of stick with what you had?
we stick with what we had. The suppliers we have already conveniently for us have set up prior arrangements with the processing plant. So you set up a time frame monthly, every 4 to 6 weeks, when they were going to make a transfer of the animals to the processor and take care of that. So we didn't have to worry about that at all.
Okay. Talk about your staff. How do you adapt? Because you have wait staff and stuff like that. How do you make that work with your wait staff?
Well, because we were so busy, it took one person to run the food out to the cars, because some people didn't even want to get out of their car. They're like, pop open the trunk, or they tell you to put it in the back seat. And so you'd open the door, drop it off, change your gloves. It's like, it was a scary mess. And that took one person to do that, another person to answer the phone, another person to ring up the orders, and another person to expedite. So even though they weren't making the same amount of tips that they normally did, they were still very, very busy. We haven't laid off anyone in this whole process.
That's amazing.
But that's probably the only big hit that we've had, and that would be that the wait staff just haven't earned that much as far as gratuity goes.
What about we've asked this of a lot of businesses. What about so you go from 50 meals a night to 200, and now everyone's working more efficient, harder, whatever you want to say. How do you make sure their mental health is okay? Because as much as you just referenced, people were scared that we're picking up the food. I'm sure your staff is in that same kind of mindset. How do you make sure that they're okay in the process?
I told everybody from the get-go, and I still tell them this today: if you don't feel comfortable here, then don't come to work. If they weren't feeling well, had any symptoms or anything like that, feeling run down, just take some time off. And they were all like, no, we're cool. We're cool. So they were good. They were good. We had a couple of dinner. We usually have like a quarterly dinner party, like on a Friday night. And once we're all done with everything, we all have some drinks, and we'll make a family meal where we all sit outside and enjoy dining together, outside, al fresco, in fresh air, and just relax and blow off some steam if we wanted to, and we still went ahead and did that. And we had a couple of meetings when we get into like phase 4. That was a big one. So we were allowed to open up the dining room to 50%. It's like, me personally, I don't have to wait on those tables. I'm not the one that's going to see these people to their tables. The wait staff is. So we let them choose. You need to vote. You need to tell us what you want to do. And the majority ruled, I think it was unanimous, that they just did not feel comfortable doing it just yet, because they all have, either someone elderly in their family that they still care for, or they have children or grandchildren that they still want to see, so it's like, it's not really worth the risk. And okay, so we kept the dining room shut. We do have additional seating outside that we're doing, but it's all takeout. Yeah.
Have you found yourself experimenting with the menu at all, since you might have some adaptation with what you're getting?
No, not really. No, we kind of just stuck with the local favorites, what people have grown to know to expect from us, and we stuck with that. Like today, we had our smoked brisket quesadilla for a lunch special. Yeah, we see people coming in for that, on a regular basis. So we didn't really have to get too creative. I was looking forward to seeing some seasonal vegetables, so that's nice to see that now. So if I need something in a pinch, I can run down to DeBrooks, or I can go to Stone Brothers, or and it's not very far, and that's really a treat.
You referenced the phase 4 stuff. So one of the things when we've talked to people, you get this sense that there was a frustration with most people found out from watching the noon conferences. Is there a restaurant group, or do you talk to other owners to kind of bounce ideas to see? Because I mean, we all learned last week that chicken wings aren't a meal. So did you talk to other
But they
people?
are a meal.
They are. The meal.
Yeah, talk to those people in Buffalo, man. I bet they had something to say about that.
But in all honesty, did you talk to other people? Because there was, in a lot of ways, a lack of communication.
There are a few chat groups that I kind of tiptoed into just to kind of see what was going on. But I figured, after a while, I hearing what a bunch of different chefs were doing and restaurant owners, I pretty much figured that, okay, well, I just got to figure out what's going to work best for us. And instead of finding out what someone else was doing, I needed to go straight to my employees and ask them what they felt comfortable doing. We know the guidelines. Here's what we have to do. Everybody cool with that? And they're like, yeah, okay. All right, there it is. Wear a mask. Easy peasy. Only 3 people in the dining room at a time. Well, in the front room at a time to place an order, pick up takeout. You can sit outside. There's no table service at all. So yeah, it just kind of worked better. But we talked to the employees and kept that personal for what was going to work best for us, and yeah, but there's a lot of chat groups out there and some Facebook pages and stuff like that. A lot of guys using it to just promote their lunch special or what they're doing for the day. So not really creating
good dialogue.
Yeah. Not for the most part, no.
You didn't have any shenanigans with customers wanting not to wear masks or anything like that, did you?
No. Luckily for us, no. It's nice to have the Madison County Sheriff's Office right across the street. I tell you that, guy. It's nice to see that. Every once in a while, when you see a probation officer come in wearing a badge and a gun, yeah, and a mask. No, we haven't had any problems at all.
Good. Have now that other restaurants are open, is that changing business?
A little bit, yeah. We're not dragging our knuckles out of the place when we're at the end of the night anymore. We're not coming in, with one eye tied behind our back, the next day. We're it's getting back to an average in sales again. So that's kind of it's a relief, and it really is, and it's good. It's good to see that in the community that other businesses are starting to open back up again, because it just breaks your heart to see a business not being able to reopen.
There's still a lot of businesses struggling, trying to find a way.
Oh yeah.
There's some,
especially the diners.
Yeah. Well, gyms are another one where there's just no rhyme or reason. But
the why.
Yeah. Good example. So how do you think this is going to impact your business moving forward?
Well, it's so hard to say, man, because it changes. It's like being a one-hit wonder band in a band, like you got that one hit, you're here today and gone today. It's going to change constantly. So what we've decided to do for now is expand our outdoor seating. So we have, I think it's about 20 to 30 seats outside now. And it looks nice. It's a nice little patio setting, some flowers, plants around there. It's in direct sunlight. We're going to bring in some umbrellas and cover that up. In the fall, I don't know. We'll see. It's winter. I don't know, man. It's so unpredictable. So we just kind of rolling with the punches.
Is there anything else you'd like to say?
Yes. Thank you to the community. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Right. Well, it was tough, man.
Well, I've known you for about 10 years since you've been there. I eat probably not as much as others, but I eat there somewhat regularly.
Yeah,
my mom is a swear to the Elvis burger, and my wife loves your wraps. So, I can wish you nothing but the best. Thank you for taking the time to do this.
Thank you very much.
Maybe we'll give you a call back in the fall when we know what's going on with
Hey, that'll be good.
the shenanigans in the next
Sure.
wave.
Who knows what's going to happen, man? I mean, it was really, really tough there for a while, and the community really stepped forward and let us know that they wanted us to stay. So I'm very grateful for that. But who knows what's going to happen in the fall, man? I mean, I don't know, but we're still going to be swinging at whatever gets thrown at us. We're still at bat.
There you go. You might be more so than Major League Baseball in the next few weeks.
Go Yankees!
Stay safe, sir.
All right. Thank you very much.
Talk to you soon.
Take care.